Hello YouTube family, and happy Monday to you guys. I'm excited about sharing on today. Again, my name is Earica Cole. For those of you that are new to the show, make sure you hit subscribe and share. And so today I want to talk about something that has really become very obvious to me by way of social media. Over the last probably five and a half years, I have become very engaged on social media platforms by way of my work and entrepreneurship. There's a lot of my day-to-day life is shared through social media. And so recently I became really intrigued by certain people's posts or blogs or comments that I see other family members, friends, and even followers engage on. And it led me to believe, wow, it is amazing how one comment, how one post, how one picture can totally change someone's perception of someone's entitled, that can totally change someone's perception of someone's life. And in doing a little research on it, and I started studying, some information out there, reading some blogs about social media and our culture, and just the way society as a whole uses social media to basically interact with each other, to communicate with one another, how now people are meeting by way of relationships, they're forming bonds. You have people that are literally meeting people through social media and spending the rest of their lives with them, how some people get their jobs by way of social media, how some people lose their jobs by way of social media. And so these huge platforms that have become a day-to-day a part of our society have so much influence over how we perceive each other. And so recently I actually created a post that I felt was going to be just a tad bit controversial, and it was the way I worded the post. I excluded a word and added a word and added an emoji, and I said, you know what, let's just see what happens with this. And immediately within 24 hours I probably had somewhere of 1,000 likes, love, or hate emojis on that post. And then the comments that I read, and many of the comments were people that don't know me personally. Of course, either follow me on social media or some kind of way they came across the post. And so just from, and I'm telling you, this sentence probably had less than 10 words. Just from that short sentence and a picture that was posted, the attacks began. Some people were in agreement with what I said. Some people were in total disbelief that I said it. And some people didn't even know how to, define their feelings in that moment. But there were some that literally defined my entire being or my entire way of life by that sentence. And it was so interesting to me. And honestly, I was sitting back and I was reading them, and I was reading the comments, and I would read what other people said to each other. And at some points, I laughed and I chuckled and I thought, you got to be kidding me. Like, this can't be a part of this conversation. But there were some people that I could tell they were passionate about what they were saying, and so I wanted to dig a little deeper, and I may ask a question or I may give a rebuttal. There were some people that when I did do the rebuttal, they ran away from the conversation. They had nothing else to say. Like, literally the communication stopped. The communication stopped because I either agreed or disagreed with what they were saying. And then there were some times that people were just not willing to communicate with me. They had already passed judgment by those few words that I stated. They felt that the rest of my conversation was irrelevant. They felt the way I felt or the way that I thought was irrelevant. I even got called on the carpet and told that I wasn't black enough, which was very condescending. And I was like, wow, this person knows nothing about me, nothing what I do, nothing about what I do for the culture, for the community. But by those words, people were ready to count me out. It is such a way of life for us now. And I caution you guys, I caution all of us not to allow social media to shut down us being able to effectively communicate with one another. It is a huge platform, and there's so many opportunities, and people have changed their lives by way of these platforms. But it has also halted our freedom of speech, our freedom to talk to each other and not just at each other, not the ability to attack one another, the ability to bully people, not the ability to pass judgment on people by way of a post. There's sometimes I will see a post and I may be in total disagreement with the post, and I've learned to kind of move on past it. But there's sometimes if someone asks my opinion or they ask for engagement, I literally state my opinion on that post, and not to be derogatory, not to bash what they feel or how they see something. And I'm willing to have that open conversation. And I may agree to leave that post thinking, you know what, I'll never change this person's mind. We'll never see eye to eye on this. but that's okay. But social media has taught us to defame each other, to belittle each other, to count people out by what they post, to count people's beliefs out, to count people out just by simply a comment. Well, maybe they don't even know any better. Maybe they need to be challenged, or maybe they need to be given the opportunity to clearly express what they meant to say. I remember growing up and being a part of the corporate America world, and when texting became a big thing or emails became a big thing, you were taught, don't type in all caps. That comes across as you're screaming at people. And so people literally had to be taught that skill of making sure that you use the exclamation mark at the right time, that you don't type in all caps. And I see the content that is on social media now, and it literally frightens me. What have we come to as a society that we can't have effective dialogues? We can't agree to disagree. We can't post a comment or post what someone feels is funny, or post what someone feels is their belief or their political belief or their stance on, injustices, without us actually sitting down and having a conversation about it. We're so quick to leave. We're so quick to block. We're so quick to count someone out by way of a comment or a post. I ask all of us to take a look at ourselves. Consider that. When you're scrolling through your social media feeds and you see someone's life that looks so grand, or you see what their post, you really don't know what that person is experiencing in life. You don't know the trauma that they've encountered. You don't know what made them feel the way they feel. Be willing to have those conversations. Be willing to comment and encourage people. Be willing to say, you know what, sis? I don't see it that way, and this is why. And this is why I feel that comment was hurtful. Even sending someone a private message or a DM to kind of encourage them, to let them see why you feel the way you feel. But I'm telling you, that was an eye-opening post for me, but it began to start some true conversations with people that honestly told me, you know what, I was ready to write you off because of that conversation, or I'm so glad you brought this entire conversation, to a head, because it is happening so often. People are leaving friendships and they're walking away from true relationships because of a comment or because of a post. We are better than that as a people. We are better than that as a community. We are better than that as a society. So each and every one of you, take a step back. Scroll through your Facebook page today. If you see something you like or you don't like, keep scrolling past, or encourage somebody. Let them see a different point of view without totally counting them out in life, okay? I love you guys. God bless you. And let's keep the conversation open.